Hi everyone, in this video we're going to talk about for those of us who are still smoking cigarette and drinking alcohol, how they can create an instant and very powerful transformation in their life once they understand the very reason behind their choices. So in order to make a choice in our life, we must believe that something is beneficial for us. We must have a belief that tells us that we're going to have a specific benefit from that action. Or we have to believe that we are going to escape from something that is threatening for us. So this is how we make actually our choices. And why we are smoking cigarette, actually, why the people are smoking cigarette? The answer of this is because we're living in the society which is in a very big contrast. We have a positive and negative. We are overwhelmed because we don't have the instructional manual of how this life actually is working. We are trying to figure it out everything with our minds to solve all the puzzles, to solve all the challenges that we have daily. And sometimes this is overwhelming for us. Sometimes it's too much. The mind just gets burned out and we get tired of all these situations. So when this happens, when the person feels overwhelmed, that's then he has to find some solution in order to fix that, in order to release that. And one of those solutions is the cigarettes, because once we smoke a cigarette, we feel more present, because we inhale and we exhale more consciously, more deeply than usually. When we inhale and exhale more consciously and more deeply, what actually happens to our mind is that our mind is not able to think. It's not able to go in the future to figure out the problems that we may have, or go in the past and to feel sad or any kind of similar emotions. Once we breathe and exhale and inhale deeply, which we are doing it while we smoke, thus then we connect more deeply with this present moment, which is just single, but of course it's infinite, because we are always in this present moment. And once we connect with this present moment, which is infinite, we connect also with ourselves as a consciousness, because as a consciousness we are also infinite. So when we connect with the moment, we connect actually with ourselves. We experience more of who we actually are in our core, in our essence. This is simply something like a small meditation for those of us who are still smoking. So this is a permission for us in order to allow to buy into this state of letting go, this state of peace and serenity and acceptance. This is the reason why people smoke, because this is the benefit that they extract from that experience subconsciously. Most of them they don't even realize. But the same thing is with the alcohol. We're going out and maybe we have a drink or two or much more. And the drinks, they help us to relax, to be more free, to interact more free, to allow ourselves to forget about all the challenges we may have, at least temporary, and to experience the life in this moment in a different way, to experience it, to have a little bit more fun, to be a little bit more excited, to see from a different perspective this moment. So the same reason is with alcohol. So how we can use this idea, once we understand the reason why we are doing that, how we can use it in a very powerful way. So if we understand how we can allow ourselves to use other permissions for us, which are free, which are available all the time, we can thus then create much deeper experiences. We can create much deeper connection with the present moment, and we can experience more of ourselves absolutely for free. It's not necessary to have a budget every month, a few $100 in order to have cigarettes, or a few $100 in order to have a drinks, in order to create those experiences. You can create it. You are powerful enough to create it absolutely for free, once you understand how to focus and how to connect with this present moment, in which all the experiences they are available, because as we already said, it's infinite. So all the experiences, they exist already right here and right now. So by master our concentration in a different way, which is absolutely natural, we can thus then increase those state of being, of letting go. We can be more conductive, more receptive, we can have more fun, we can experience more connection with ourselves and with other people without not necessarily using those things. I'm not saying that those things are bad. Obviously, for all of us who are using it, they must be positive in a specific way. But what I'm saying is that if we remember different ways in order to connect with the present moment and with ourselves, we can save a bunch of money and we can invest this money, this energy, in a different way, which is going to be much more beneficial for us. We can buy a supplement for our brain, for our body. We can buy a nutritions or more organic food, or we can spend it in the way that we prefer. But the idea is that you can create much deeper experiences and also save a huge amount of energy. So, how we can do that? I'm going to make a completely different video in which we're going to talk how we can master our focus, our concentration. And this is very important because once we master the focus and the concentration, we can guide actually the energy, our energy flow, because our energy is always, without exception, following our focus, our attention. So once we master our focus and our attention, that's then we can guide the energy and we can create different kind of experiences. We can connect with this present moment, which is actually compression between all the future and all the past, and we can stay inside, experience peace and harmony without not necessarily spending money for something that is harmful for our body. Why I'm saying this is because I had all different addictions that you can imagine in your life. You just name it, and the cigarette and alcohol and everything you can imagine. I was addicted to that, and I overcome and transform this many times. It was not just one time I quit the cigarette. There is maybe hundreds times I was quitting all those addictions. So every time I was quitting them and I was beginning again, I was able to perceive them in a different way and to learn something new, to learn something about myself, why I'm doing that, why I'm choosing that again. After that, why I'm letting go, from where the power to let go come from. So this is the reason why I'm talking about this. It's not because I'm not smoking. I used to smoke. I began when I was 6 years old. And the first time I quit the cigarettes, it was when I was 10 years old. Okay, so I'm very familiar with those things and I experience very deep limitation and darkness in my life. That's why I can talk about this and I can share it from many different perspectives. So there is a reason why I'm making this video, because I believe that you are powerful enough, and once you understand the main reason you are doing something, you can thus then shift in a completely different shoes, in a completely different person, and use your focus and your awareness in a different way to save a lot of energy and to transform yourself in a completely different version of you. Of course, if you choose to, if you prefer to. I'm not here to convince you to do any kind of steps or actions which are not coming from your free will. So in the next video, I'm going to share how we can master our focus, and how when we master our focus and our concentration, we can dive in this present moment and we can use this focus and this concentration in order to guide our energy. And by doing that, we can absorb more energy. We can balance the energy that we already absorb, or we can balance the energy that we already have, and we can experience peace and harmony in this moment. Okay, we can have much more energy, but also this energy is going to be in a balanced state. So all these addictions, it's not necessary to quit or to resist, to quit them. They're going to be just replaced with something much more positive, with something that you believe that is going to bring much more benefit for you. Because once we try to quit an addiction, actually we resist to that, and our focus is there, and we recharge it with energy, and that addiction is growing. We create a resistance because we are fighting. We want to fight with this. We want to just push it away, but we cannot push it away because we are infinite and we contain everything. And once we try to push it away, there is no place where this can go. It must come back to us because it's like a spring. Instead, we can choose something else that is much more beneficial, that we prefer to experience, and leave those things, old habits, somewhere else in the domain of infinite probabilities for somebody else to experience and to learn and to grow from them. So in the next video, again, we're going to talk about how we can use our focus in order to concentrate, in order to absorb more energy, in order to balance this energy. And once we have more energy and more balanced energy, thus then we can move this energy and create emotion, energy in motion. Once we create this emotion, and this emotion is in a balanced state, this is actually a feelings. Okay, the feelings of gratitude, the feelings of love, the feelings of appreciation, the feelings of acceptance, of compassion, and thus then those feelings, we can move it, we can send it to other people, we can experience it with our own, and we can have access all day long to those energies. And all different addictions that we may have, they're just going to fall apart. It's not necessary to transform them. They are not going to be relevant for us anymore, so they're just going to drop out as a side effect. Okay, so if you want to learn more, you can subscribe, or you can just follow the channel. In the next video, I'm going to talk much more about what actually is the energy, how we can absorb it, send it, balance it, and do many different things with our energy. Thank you for watching. I hope this is beneficial for you. I will be very happy to see what do you think about this information. Do you resonate? Do you feel a resonance? Do you want to know something else? Do you have any other questions? Do you want to talk about any specific topic that is exciting for you? Or just if you have any feedback that can help me to be to create those videos in even a better way, I'm going to be very, very happy to see your opinion. Thank you for watching, and I wish you to have an amazing day.